Every man has asked himself this question at least once. What actually makes a woman like a man? Not tolerate him, not friend zone him, but truly feel something real for him. Most guys think it's about looks, money, or perfect words. But that's not it. Because attraction doesn't start with what you say, it starts with what she feels. There's something deeper happening. Something you can't fake, can't buy, and can't force. It's the energy you carry. You've seen it before, that one guy who walks into a room and women just notice. He's not necessarily the most handsome, he's not showing off, but his presence changes the atmosphere. He doesn't chase attention, he commands it. Not through arrogance, but through calm confidence. That's the power of masculine energy. It doesn't ask for validation. It doesn't beg to be seen. It's already enough. And that's what women feel before anything else, presence. When your energy says, "I'm good either way," when you stop trying to impress her, that's when she becomes curious. That's when she leans in. You see, most men chase women, but real attraction is about pull, not chase. You don't run after her, you draw her in. Because women are emotional detectors. They don't analyze your words the way you think. They sense your vibe. If your vibe says, "Please like me," they feel it immediately. And the more you try, the more she drifts. But when your energy says, "I'm centered, I'm calm, I'm not chasing," she feels something she can't quite explain. And that's where real attraction begins. So this isn't about pickup lines, games, or tricks. It's about understanding how attraction actually works in a woman's body and mind. Because women don't decide who to like the way men do. They feel it. And when your energy triggers that feeling, you don't have to convince her of anything. You simply become the man she feels drawn to. This is where most men get it wrong. They think effort equals interest. But attraction doesn't reward effort, it rewards energy. You can do everything right on paper and still lose her. Or do almost nothing, but radiate calm confidence and win her full attention. So, if you've ever wondered why some guys make women chase them without trying, this video will open your eyes. Because attraction is not about being perfect. It's about being present. When a man stands firm in who he is, when he's not performing, not pretending, and not afraid of silence, a woman feels safe. And the moment she feels safe, she starts to open up. This is how you make any woman like you. Not by force, not by manipulation, but by understanding the psychology of energy and presence. So sit back, because once you understand this truth, you'll never chase again. You'll attract naturally. 1. The energy she feels first. Here's the thing most men never realize. A woman can feel you before she even knows you. She doesn't need to analyze your looks or your words. Her intuition reads your energy instantly. That's why you can meet a woman and within seconds, she already knows whether she's drawn to you or not. Not because of what you said, but because of what she felt. Women are emotional antennas. They pick up your vibe before you open your mouth. If your energy says, "I need your approval," she feels it. If it says, "I'm good either way," she relaxes. Attraction is an emotional language, and energy is its first word. When you walk into a room, you're already communicating without a single sound. Your body, your eyes, your calmness, all of it speaks louder than any line you could ever say. If your posture is tense, if your movements are rushed, she reads insecurity. If you're grounded, steady, and relaxed, she reads confidence. It's not about being fake or pretending to be alpha. It's about being present. Presence is when your mind and body are in the same place. Not worrying, not chasing, not planning your next move. Just here. Women feel that presence. It makes them curious. It makes them feel safe. Let's be real. Neediness is loud. Confidence is quiet. And quiet confidence is magnetic. When you're trying too hard, she feels pressure. When you're calm, she feels freedom. And freedom is what makes her open up. Because attraction isn't built through control, it's built through comfort. You've probably met a woman who kept pulling away even when you were doing everything right. That's because your energy was chasing. And the more you chase, the more she runs. But when you stop chasing, when you lean back, when your focus is not on getting her but enjoying the moment, she starts chasing you. Why? Because you've shifted the energy. Now she feels that your attention is valuable, not desperate. Here's a powerful truth. A man who's calm under pressure is irresistible. When life tests you, when she tests you, when situations get tense, your reaction tells her everything she needs to know. If you stay grounded, if you don't fold under emotion or fear, she feels safe around you. That safety is attraction. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel she's with a man who can handle storms without losing his center. You don't need to talk big or act tough. Your energy already says it. And that's why presence beats performance every time. So, before you try to impress her, pause and center yourself. Breathe. Slow down your words. Let silence do some of the talking. When she feels that calm, when she feels that control, that's when she starts to like you without even knowing why. Because what she's really attracted to is not your charm or looks, it's your energy. And once she feels that energy, you don't have to ask for her attention. She'll give it to you, naturally. 2. Masculine polarity, the hidden magnetic tension. Here's something powerful. Men and women are not attracted to sameness. They're attracted to contrast. That's what creates polarity, the invisible pull between masculine and feminine energy. When a man is fully in his masculine, focused, calm, grounded, he naturally draws in feminine energy. But when a man loses that polarity by acting too soft, too reactive, or too needy, that attraction fades. Masculine polarity isn't about domination. It's not about being rude or controlling. It's about direction. Masculine energy knows where it's going. It's steady, decisive, centered. Feminine energy is emotional, fluid, and expressive. It moves, it flows, it reacts. When these two meet in balance, the chemistry feels electric. That's why a woman feels drawn to a man who can lead calmly, not by ordering her around, but by giving her something solid to lean into. Here's the secret most men never learn. When you mirror her emotions, she loses attraction. When you hold your frame, she feels safe. If she's emotional and you panic, the polarity dies. If she's emotional and you remain calm, the polarity deepens. You become the anchor in her storm. And that's what every feminine heart looks for. A man who doesn't sink when waves hit. She doesn't want you to fix her emotions. She wants you to contain them with presence. That's masculine polarity in action. When a man embodies this energy, everything about him feels different. His tone becomes slower. His movements deliberate. His words fewer but stronger. He doesn't rush to fill silence. He's comfortable in it. And that's what drives women crazy. A man who doesn't need to perform because his silence already speaks power. You see, women test men emotionally not to frustrate them, but to feel if their energy is real. They ask questions. They get moody. They pull back. Not because they're confused, but because they want to feel your center. If your energy shifts easily, she knows you're not grounded yet. But when you stay calm, when you listen without trying to fix or defend, she feels something she rarely feels: trust. And trust is the doorway to attraction. Real masculine energy doesn't chase validation. It creates safety. And that safety allows her to be feminine, playful, emotional, expressive. You see, the more grounded you are, the more she relaxes. Because now she doesn't have to lead. She can finally feel. That's the magnetic dance of polarity. You hold your direction, she flows around it. Together, it creates chemistry that words can't describe. So don't try to match her emotions. Don't get lost in her moods. Stay still, stay grounded, stay you. Because when she realizes you're not easily moved, that's when she starts to move toward you. And that, my friend, is how polarity turns into desire. 3. The art of mystery. Mystery is one of the most powerful tools in attraction, and most men ruin it without even realizing it. They talk too much. They explain too much. They reveal everything too soon. And once a woman knows everything about you, the curiosity dies. Because mystery isn't about hiding, it's about revealing slowly. Here's the truth: women don't fall for information. They fall for intrigue. Every mysterious man isn't secretive, he's selective. He reveals parts of himself over time, not all at once. It's the emotional version of a movie trailer. You give her just enough to keep watching, but not so much that she feels like she's seen it all. Think about the men who feel effortlessly attractive. They don't rush to fill silence. They don't over-explain their lives. They answer questions simply, sometimes even vaguely. And that drives women wild. Because the feminine mind is naturally curious. It wants to explore. It wants to figure you out. If you give her that puzzle, you stay in her thoughts long after the conversation ends. Mystery is not about being unavailable. It's about being unpredictable. Don't let her feel like she's got you figured out in 1 week. Surprise her with your thoughts, with your calm, with your silence. Sometimes say less than expected. Sometimes do something she didn't see coming. A mysterious man doesn't tell you his every plan. He just shows up and executes. That's power. That's presence. Most men overshare because they're afraid of being misunderstood. But mystery invites respect. It says, you'll have to earn access to my world. And that energy makes her curious. Who is he really? What's going on in his mind? Why is he so calm all the time? Those questions are attraction. They keep her hooked even when you're not around. Here's a tip most men never use. When she asks you something deep, pause before you answer. Smile slightly. And say something like, "You'll find out." That one sentence builds more tension than a 10-minute explanation. It gives her room to wonder. And when a woman is wondering, she's invested. Mystery isn't a game. It's emotional timing. You reveal your world like a slow song, each beat pulling her deeper in. When she feels like she's discovering you piece by piece, you become a story she doesn't want to stop reading. That's why mysterious men never chase attention. They naturally hold it, because they've mastered the rhythm of revelation. So remember this: let her earn access. Don't rush your words. Don't explain your silence. Let curiosity do the chasing for you. Because when she's thinking about you, wondering about you, and trying to decode your energy, you've already won. 4. Confidence through purpose. Let's be honest. Confidence is one of the most misunderstood words for men. Most guys think confidence means being loud, bold, or always right. But true confidence is quiet. It's not a performance. It's a byproduct of something deeper, purpose. Because when you have purpose, you stop needing validation. You stop chasing approval. You move differently. A man with purpose is attractive without trying. Why? Because women can feel direction. They can feel when a man knows where he's going, and they want to be part of that energy. Purpose gives your presence weight. It makes you calm in chaos. It gives you focus when everyone else is distracted. That's the kind of energy women can't resist, not because you're showing off, but because you're radiating clarity. Here's a truth that'll change how you see attraction. Women don't fall in love with your words. They fall in love with your direction. When a man has a vision, he naturally becomes magnetic. You stop trying to convince her you're valuable, because your life already proves it. And she feels it. She sees it in your posture, your consistency, your discipline. She senses that your happiness doesn't depend on her. That's rare and powerful. A man without purpose leans on attention. He gets easily distracted. He needs constant validation to feel worthy. But a man with purpose doesn't chase. He attracts. His energy says, "You can walk with me, but I'm moving either way." That's the kind of man who becomes irresistible, because his world doesn't revolve around a woman. It revolves around growth. When your focus is your mission, your energy shifts. Your voice changes. Your walk changes. You no longer beg for interest, you command respect. And the more respect you earn, the more attraction naturally follows. Because women are drawn to direction, not confusion. They want a man who knows where he's headed, even if he's still figuring out the path. It's not perfection that attracts, it's progress. Every time you level up, every time you face your fears, every time you keep a promise to yourself, your energy grows stronger. And that growth speaks louder than compliments or money ever could. Purpose builds confidence. Confidence builds respect. And respect builds attraction. That's the order most men get wrong. They chase attraction hoping to feel confident, when in reality, you build confidence first, and attraction follows automatically. Here's the secret. Don't focus on getting women. Focus on becoming a man who naturally attracts them. Work on your mission. Sharpen your craft. Learn to enjoy your own company. Because when a woman feels that your life has momentum, she wants to be part of it. And that's how you make her like you, not by trying to impress her, but by showing her through your actions that you already have direction. That's the real kind of confidence, the kind that doesn't speak. It just moves. 5. The emotional connection. Most men try to impress women logically. They show achievements, money, or status, thinking that's what creates attraction. But women don't fall in love through logic. They fall in love through emotion. They remember how you made them feel. That's the key. Not what you said, but what she felt in your presence. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. When you talk, actually listen. When she shares something, don't fix it. Feel it with her. You're not there to solve her emotions. You're there to understand them. Because every woman wants to feel seen, heard, and safe. Not judged. Not compared. Just understood. Connection begins with energy, not words. If your energy is calm, she relaxes. If your energy is grounded, she trusts. If your energy is curious, she opens up. That's emotional attraction. It's invisible, but it's everything. Here's a truth most men miss. You don't connect by talking more. You connect by being real. Be honest about what you feel. Say what you actually mean. And when she speaks, don't rush to reply. Pause, absorb, and respond with emotion, not intellect. That's how you build chemistry. Because chemistry isn't about constant flirting. It's about creating emotional safety. It's when she can laugh with you, be silly around you, and still feel like you understand her depth. That's when attraction turns into connection. When she feels emotionally safe with you, she can finally let her guard down. She stops pretending. She starts revealing. That's when you see her real self, the version she doesn't show the world. And that's also when she starts falling. Not because you said something magical, but because she felt something rare, peace. Peace is the new sexy. When she feels calm in your presence, she associates you with safety. And every time she misses that peace, she thinks of you. That's what keeps her coming back. Not just attraction, but emotional comfort. So how do you create that? By being emotionally honest. By expressing yourself without fear. Tell her what you like about her, not to flatter, but to connect. Tell her what you feel, not to gain sympathy, but to build trust. And when she tells you about her world, listen like it's sacred. That's emotional leadership. You're not controlling her feelings. You're guiding the energy between you. Women remember how you handle their emotions. Do you get defensive? Or do you stay centered? Do you compete to be right? Or connect to be close? Your answers define whether she sees you as a partner or just another guy who doesn't get her. Here's the truth. Most men lose women not because they're bad people, but because they never learned emotional fluency. They fear vulnerability, but vulnerability is the bridge to connection. When you can open up without losing your power, you become unforgettable. Because in a world full of loud men, the calm one stands out. 6. The subtle communication game. Every man talks, but not every man communicates. Women don't just listen to what you say. They feel what you mean. Your tone, your pacing, your eyes, your pauses, they all speak louder than words. You can say, "I like you," but if your body says, "I need you to like me back," she feels pressure instead of attraction. That's why subtle communication matters. It's the art of saying more by saying less. When you're grounded, your silence becomes powerful. A calm man makes people lean in. A nervous man makes people pull away. So start paying attention to your energy, not just your sentences. Because women are emotional translators. They can read between the lines faster than you can speak them. Here's how to master it. First, slow down. Fast talkers sound uncertain. Confident men speak with pace, like every word carries weight. Second, maintain presence. When you look into her eyes, stay there. Don't dart around or check your phone. Eye contact is confidence. Not the creepy kind, the calm, curious, connected kind. Third, use your voice like a song. Lower tones signal control and comfort. You don't need to force it, just relax your breathing. Speak from your chest, not your throat. Women subconsciously read that as stability. And fourth, play with silence. Most men rush to fill quiet moments. You pause, because you know silence builds tension. That's mystery. That's magnetism. Subtle communication is about rhythm. Sometimes it's the pause, not the punchline, that lands hardest. She feels your confidence when you can let a sentence breathe. That's when she leans closer, because you're not performing, you're present. Body language matters just as much. Keep your shoulders open. Don't fidget. Move with intention. Every motion should look like you meant to do it. Even a simple sip of water can look confident if you do it slowly. Confidence is calmness. Calmness is control. Control is attractive. And here's the twist. Communication isn't just what you project. It's what you receive. When she talks, mirror her energy, not her words. If she's playful, match that tone. If she's serious, drop into presence. This builds rapport without effort. You're not trying to win her. You're co-creating a vibe. A lot of men think flirting means being funny or bold. But real flirting lives in the subtleties. The smirk after a tease, the pause before you reply, the slight lean in that says, "I'm interested." That's the art. It's not a script, it's awareness. So remember, words open the door, but energy invites her in. If your words say, "I like you," and your energy says, "I'm already enough," that's irresistible. Because she can feel that you're not seeking approval, you're sharing a moment. Subtle communication is emotional leadership. You guide the energy without forcing it. You let curiosity replace control. 8. Masculine energy and feminine response. Masculine energy isn't about dominance. It's about direction. It's steady, grounded, unmoved by chaos. And that calm direction creates safety. Safety is what allows the feminine to open up. When your energy is masculine, you don't chase emotion, you anchor it. She might come with waves of feeling excitement, confusion, passion, overthinking. But your job isn't to ride every wave with her. It's to stay grounded beneath them. That's where true attraction lives, because she can only relax when she feels your stability. Masculine energy says, I'm not here to control you. I'm here to protect the space we're in. You don't react out of fear. You respond with calm. You don't argue to win. You listen to understand. That kind of presence is rare and deeply magnetic. Every woman can sense energy. She can feel when you're desperate and when you're grounded. She can feel when your confidence is real and when it's performance. You can't fake masculine energy. You become it through consistency, purpose, and peace. The feminine doesn't want perfection. She wants polarity. Polarity is the dance between opposites. Her flow and your stillness. Her feeling and your direction. Her curiosity and your certainty. When that balance exists, attraction feels effortless. But when a man becomes emotionally chaotic, when he mirrors her storm instead of grounding it, the polarity collapses. She stops feeling safe. She stops feeling drawn. That's why emotional control isn't repression. It's leadership. You don't shut emotions down. You guide them. Here's the mindset shift. Stop trying to get a woman. Start trying to lead energy. That means when things get heated, you stay calm. When things get uncertain, you stay steady. She feels that instantly. And the moment she feels it, she relaxes into your frame. That's where trust begins. True masculinity is not loud. It's still. It's strong silence. You don't need to prove your worth. You live it. You don't need to say, I'm confident. Your actions prove it in the way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you handle tension. That's why women respond to energy, not words. The more grounded you are, the more her feminine essence awakens. She becomes softer, lighter, more playful. Not because you forced her to be, but because your energy allowed her to feel safe enough to be. That's the dance. That's polarity. And here's something powerful. When she tests you, when she pulls away, gets moody, or challenges you, she's not trying to annoy you. She's testing your center. She wants to know, can I trust this man to stay calm when life gets messy? If you overreact, she loses trust. If you stay grounded, she feels protected. It's not a game, it's biology. Masculine energy isn't about control. It's about leadership through presence. You don't dominate, you direct. 9. Consistency, respect, and long-term attraction. Attraction can make her notice you, but consistency makes her trust you. And trust, that's what keeps her. Because any man can make her laugh for a night, but not every man can make her feel safe for months. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about reliability. It's showing up when you say you will. It's doing what you said you'd do. It's being the same man in private that you pretend to be in public. That's how you build emotional credibility. And that's what most men skip. You see, attraction without consistency is like a spark with no firewood. It burns bright, then disappears. But when you combine mystery, confidence, and dependability, you create depth. And depth is addictive. Here's what consistency really means. It's not texting her every morning. It's being emotionally stable every day. It's not about over-communication. It's about alignment. Your words and actions match. Your energy feels familiar. Your presence feels trustworthy. That's when she relaxes around you, because she knows who she's dealing with. Respect is the next layer, and it works both ways. You respect her emotions, but you also respect your boundaries. You don't chase when disrespected. You don't beg when ignored. You lead with self-worth, because the way you respect yourself teaches her how to treat you. A man who respects himself doesn't need to convince a woman to stay. He inspires her to. Why? Because respect is magnetic. When you set standards, not through threats, but through quiet certainty, it communicates power. It says, I value myself enough not to tolerate chaos. That energy creates peace, and peace builds long-term attraction. Here's the truth most men miss. Attraction built on drama fades fast. Attraction built on respect lasts longer. She may feel excitement with the unpredictable man, but she feels home with the consistent one. And home always wins in the end. Consistency shows emotional maturity. It proves that your confidence isn't situational. It's part of who you are. You don't get reactive when things go wrong. You don't vanish when she tests you. You stay grounded. Because real men don't need to perform stability. They embody it. Women fall for peace more than passion. They fall for the man who makes chaos feel small. The one who doesn't make promises, he makes patterns. That's real attraction. Because words might impress her once, but consistency earns her respect forever. And when you combine respect and consistency, you unlock something deeper, emotional security. She stops doubting your intentions. She starts investing emotionally. And when a woman invests emotionally, the connection becomes powerful. So remember, attraction gets her attention. Consistency earns her heart. Respect keeps her around. That's the trifecta. Don't focus on keeping her. Focus on keeping your standard. The right woman will naturally align with that energy. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most men never do. That attraction isn't a game. It's energy. It's not about chasing women. It's about becoming a man who naturally attracts them by the way he moves, speaks, and lives. The truth is, you never really get a woman. You earn her presence, moment by moment, through your energy, your purpose, and your peace. So stop trying to prove yourself. You don't need to. You're not behind. You're just evolving. And every version of you that learns to stay calm under pressure, that keeps his word. That stays focused when others quit. That version becomes more magnetic. That's the man she'll feel drawn to. That's the man you were meant to become. Remember, she's not looking for a superhero. She's looking for a man who can make her feel safe, safe enough to be soft. And you can only do that when you're at peace with yourself. So build peace, build purpose, build presence. Because when you have those three, everything else follows naturally. And if she doesn't see your worth yet, that's fine. Keep building. Because real attraction isn't about being chosen. It's about choosing yourself again and again. When you do that, you stop chasing love. You start attracting it. Now before you scroll away, take a breath. Ask yourself, what kind of man do I want to become 6 months from now? Visualize him. See how he talks, walks, works, and lives. Then start becoming that man today. That's the version women can't resist. Because he's not pretending. He's becoming. If this message resonated with you, don't just click away. Join the journey. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep leveling up with me. Because this isn't just another channel. It's a tribe of men, learning to lead with confidence, peace, and emotional intelligence. Every week, we break down what it truly means to be magnetic, grounded, and purpose-driven. Not fake confidence, not manipulation, real power. So if you're serious about growing, this is where you belong. And remember, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So become the kind of man you'd want your future daughter to meet. That's real strength. That's real legacy. This is your reminder. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Stay becoming. Because the world doesn't need louder men. It needs centered ones. And when you become that man, you won't have to chase love. Love will recognize you. This is your journey, your power, your evolution. Now go become the man who doesn't just make her like him, he makes her feel him long after he's gone.